Hi guys, welcome to the newest video in the How to Eat series. In today's video, we're going to upgrade the kitchen a little bit. We already made it like a much prettier kitchen than it was at the start, but we need to replace this adobe oven so we can make our really advanced pork pie and meat pies. These pies are fantastic for yums, but they can't be made in this oven, nor can you make pizza in this oven, so that's a little sad. So we're just going to break this oven with a pickaxe. Put your pickaxe away. And now you have this adobe rubble. It's really easy to get rid of. You use a bowl and you use water. Careful, do not take salt water because that's not gonna work. And there you go. You get one adobe back from the two adobe you actually used to make that oven. So now the oven is gone. Sad. But we made some fire bricks in the last video. If you are like, oh crap, I don't know how to make fire bricks. Do I need that? Yeah, go back to the last video. It's in there. And you also need to learn how to make cement, because if you don't know how to make cement, you're going to be stuck. So the last video is an absolute must if you want to make this fancy oven. So we're going to put a nice fire brick oven here, and we're going to put a beautiful furnace, or not furnace, a fireplace over here. You might hear me struggle a lot with the words furnace, kiln, fireplace, fire pit. I completely use all of them at the same time for the same thing. It's a little messy. We do need to take our shovel with us, which we do, and we take our wheelbarrow to fill up some nice and wonderful cement. So let's go. You start with cement, crock of cement. Then you take a basket of gravel. There we go. And then we take an entire bucket of water. It's 10 uses, and I wonder when that well's gonna run dry. So now that this cement has been made, it has an expiration date. It expires in an hour. So if you hold your cement, you see in 1 hour, it will turn into dried concrete. And it's actually called concrete, not cement. I used the term wrong. I don't know. I'm trying to do better and I keep on using the wrong terms. So you take one concrete, not cement. You can call it cement. I won't judge you. You put it on the pit stakes with fire bricks. And there you go. It's the wonderful brick oven. So now we can make fantastic food. But we're also gonna make a good oven here. And for that, we need stones. And I left the stones at the old smithy. So this is where the old smithy was. I'm also gonna break these two, because we no longer need those. Destruction! Yay! We're just making this area clean now. There we go. Just put that over there. Nice little pile of adobe. Now you might say, what are we gonna do with that adobe? It's just littering up the town now that we're no longer using it for our ovens. Well, the thing is, you can use that for other things, such as floor or walls, so we will definitely be using that in the future. So now put the small cut stones and the regular cut stones in a cart. These come from this, by the way. You know how to make those. Now we're going down. And we're going to combine them. Make sure not to put them down separately. Just put them together. Put them in that thing. And now add cement. I mean concrete. There we go. There we have it. An empty stone fireplace. And this one will allow us to cook these pies. Now if we want to cook these pies, put firewood in here. We would need kindling for this. Don't see any kindling currently, but I can quickly make some because I still have that really old hatchet over here that hasn't broken since. There we go. You put your kindling in there. You add your juniper. And you light it up like this. Now this fire pit is completely redundant. So if we have a pickaxe, did I move the pickaxe away? Did I already move it into the smithy? I might have. Because there's a few pickaxes here, isn't there? Just two. Also, people are ringing bells. 17k away, that's really far. Also, are these... Oh, you might be like, Jesse, why do you have so many homes? Every time you make a fireplace, and I did make a lot of fireplaces in this life, made this one, And all the smithy ones, they register as home. Uh, it's also something that happens when you make a fire pit, by the way. They just don't want you to lose your home, I guess. A little bit silly, but it's kind of cute as well. I think it's a good mechanic to have. So yeah, we removed the old fire pit place with the pickaxe. Now, I would like to give another tip, because sometimes in a town, people will chop the one juniper tree that you use. So I'm using this juniper tree. Put your stakes on it, and then use that small cut stones and put those in there. And now your juniper tree is protected from axes. So if people come and try to chop it with an axe, they can't do it. Your juniper tree is now protected forever, and you can just get your juniper whenever you need to light your fireplace. So that's how to do that. Let us now cook our good pies. The good thing again about this oven is that you don't have to wait for the fire to go out. Just start, right? Just start immediately. It also no longer runs out after you cook 12 items. You can just keep going. You can cook way more than 12 items. Look, we're already over 12 items now. We've already cooked like 2 plus 6, that's 8 plus 8. We've already cooked 16 items. It's still going. I don't want to cook all this meat though. I might cook one more pork, because I want to keep most of this for other meat pies that we will make in the future. I don't want to, get a lot of food all the time. As I told you guys in the lesson about the making sausages, you can just plate these up and put them with the other sausages. Yeah, and that's that part. Now we still have all this cement, and you might be like, oh no, Jesse, what are you gonna do? You gotta use it within the hour. Well, that's also why I didn't finish the entire smithy yet, because now I can just go to the smithy and use this cement to fix more floor. And as you can see, I still have 4 crocks of cement, which is not gonna be enough to do the entire smithy, let's be real. But which is gonna help me, make a little bit more floor in this area, so gonna look cool, don't you worry. So yeah, this video is a bit shorter than the previous one, but I feel like you still learned something valuable. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and how to upgrade your kitchen, and I will see you guys for one of the next videos. I'm not sure yet what we're gonna do. There's so many things at this point in the game that I want to do, and that I feel like doing. At this moment, I feel like I'm a little done in the kitchen because I got a lot of food here, so I'm not urged to do a lot of work here. But I do want to do more things with honey. I want to look for these flowers that are missing. I want to make trees with honey, and I want to teach you guys how to make trees. I want to teach you guys about different trees. I think that might be the next video, about chopping trees, different trees, and how that goes. And at some point we're gonna have to make an engine to prepare for the blast furnace already. We're gonna need to make explosives to blow up the mines. There is a lot of stuff that we could be doing. Also oil. We don't need it yet because we still have so much water. But once a well runs dry, a deep well runs dry, then you might be tempted to add oil to it. And when I say oil, I mean you might be tempted to add an engine to the well, but for that you would need oil. So how do you do that? There are so many roads to take at this point, and it's still a long road to go until the blast furnace. Now, I discussed this with Tanya the other day, by the way. Where does the series end? Because right now, if a player walks into your town and they see this, and you say I made that, they will think you're quite advanced already. They will think, wow, you're pretty advanced. And I don't want to go to the very end of the tech tree, and the tech tree is always going to be ahead of me, right? So I think that my goal would be, yes, to teach you a little bit about oil, and it would also be to make a blast furnace and the ladle card and the bessemer. Those are the things that come with that. But at the same time, I don't think I want to go further than that. That will be enough to make you go to a level 3 mine. I will explain how to make a level 3 mine. But then the level 4 mine, that takes chemistry, that takes a rolling mill, a diesel generator, that is basically electricity. But I feel like if you make it through all these videos with me and you get to that point, that you are also ready for, using guides and just using the written guides and 2-tech and cheat sheets to help you make the more complex things. I'm also not going to show you how to make a radio because I suck at making a radio, right? There are some things in the game that are hard to make, but you can figure it out with the guides. But I feel like I'm also not the best teacher for those because I am not the best maker of those items. So I don't have a lot of things to tell you that you couldn't read in a guide, right? And you would also no longer be a newbie. You would no longer be a struggling solo weave who doesn't know what they're doing. You would have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. I already would say if you reach this point in the game, I I mean you can still say that you don't know everything, but I don't think at this point you would still call yourself new. If your town has this stuff, I don't think you can say you're new. You can still say that you haven't made the next level items and you might not have seen them in other towns. But if you play in other towns, you will see them, you will encounter them. So yeah, I think that the blast furnace technology is one of the last things we'll do, and then the level 3 mines. But after that, you're on your own. This series will be over. Doesn't mean you won't learn anything else from my channel. I might pick up the cooking series again to teach you guys more recipes, because while this is definitely enough food for one person, there's no bean burrito in here, and that's your craving, right? So I might do more cooking videos, and I might still do some videos on chemistry and such. I think one of the things I might also teach you guys before the series is over is glass. Glass is fun. I like glass a lot. Uh, and it's gonna be nice if we have glass because honey can go in glass jars. So I think making some glass jars might be nice. But also if ever you want to make wine, you will need wine glasses, right? You need those things. So if you want to make juice, which is an amazing food juice, that's gonna require you to make bottles. So there are a few recipes that require glass and it's like an entire different skill. But it's such a good skill to have. So we'll definitely be teaching you guys glass as well. Yeah, engines. Oh, we need to make an orchard because we don't have any fruit. And it's going to be nice if we have our own apples, oranges, and lemons at this point because it's something that just renews itself once you have an orchard. You don't need to put a lot of effort in it. We need to teach you how to plant mango trees. There's still so many little things you need to learn. Yeah, this video was really short. And I did spend like 5 minutes talking about all the things you still need to learn. But it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot of fun recipes in the next bit. So it won't be too hard. And I think we've really progressed past a really difficult part now. The cement and such and making the new common, that was a pretty difficult thing for now. So the things we're gonna make from now on, glass and dynamite and explosives and all that stuff, it's not gonna feel as hard. You're gonna feel a little bit more confident in the next bits, I promise. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Tell me what you're looking forward to learning, and if you feel like I'm forgetting something in what I just listed, let me know. If you're like, Jesse, you need to teach them this thing because you just forgot to mention it and it's so important, let me know. And I'll see you guys around next time. Until then, bye bye.